Hi guys, today we're going to be coming to you with some more training tips for your young puppies. Zippy here is just getting to that stage of the evening where she's a little bit wrought, a little bit hyperactive. It's just before she's going to be settling down for the evening and she needs something to do. So here's a good time to try and focus her training, as at the moment, rather than being focused, she's just having a lovely gnaw on my wood basket over there. She's not even looking at me, she's not remotely interested. So we're going to try and get her focus using some nice tasty rewards. This is little bits of dehydrated pure dog meat, so it's not going to interfere with her raw diet. Very useful to use as treats because it's not greasy in your hand. You can easily break it up into small little bits. And we're going to be looking at teaching her her sit, her down and her stand, which are the foundations of all the more advanced commands that you'd want to learn with your dog. Starting off with her, obviously she doesn't speak the same language as us. So we've got to introduce these commands to her in a way that she's going to understand to respond to my cues and my commands. Eventually, as she gets better at it, we can obviously advance those techniques. So rather than using hand signals, we can perhaps just get it on voice cue. We can get it on voice cue in distracting environments and build on it from there. So it really builds those foundations of those early training. So to start off with, I'm going to use a lure in my hand, and for all of you that aren't familiar with a lure, it's just basically having your treat, or if you want a concealed small toy in your hand, and using it to guide the dog into the positions that you want them to be in. So by guiding that treat upwards, generally the dog's nose follows it and their bottom goes on the floor. That's the basis of your sit. We praise, we reward that behaviour. For the down, we drop the treat to the floor as the dog follows the treat with its nose. Obviously the down starts to take shape, and the stand, we're going to be moving that treat forwards so the dog leans forwards to sniff the treat or to move towards it, hopefully stands up, and we'll mark that behaviour with the gaining of that reward. So little treat in my hand, zip zips. She says, hang on a second, I'm quite interested actually in chewing this wood basket over here, so it better be good. So already she's come up to me and just naturally she's looking up at me and she's gone into her sit. So at this stage, I can either say the word good, sit, just so she starts to hear the word and associate it with that behaviour. Good girl. I'm very conscious when she's sat, not just to be used as a treat jar, but to be giving her my eye contact, clever girl, and praising her. If she goes to jump up, all she does is she delays a treat. What I don't want to be doing is the minute she jumps up is giving her that reward. Puppies are impatient, and she is a puppy and she is impatient. So she is just going to have to learn that good things come to those that wait. Sit. Clever. If she goes to leap, she simply gets the treat removed. Good. That's better. Good. Sit. Okay. Now we're getting a bit calmer. Good. So she naturally lay down there, and I use a treat to guide her back up. So we're now going to go into her down. With that treat, I'm going to guide it down towards the floor. Good. And as she goes into her down, I'm actually going to place that treat on the floor in between her front paws. And I'm not just going to give her one treat. I'm going to teach her that when she stays in that position, even though I'm not using any words of stay or anything else, but if she stays still and stays put, the likelihood is there's more treats on the way. Good. And I just place them on the floor in the down to make it valuable with lying on that space, rather than giving them from my hand where she's going to reach up to get them, and that might prompt her to stand. From the down, I'm going to lure her back up into her sit. So again, with my treat in my hand, to her nose, guide her back up. Clever girl, sit. And I can start applying my word as she does the behaviour. Clever, sit. Same process again, is I want her to realise, good, sit. That by staying sat, more treats are on the way. Whoops. Good. That's it. Good, sit. I try to make sure I always reward forepaws on the floor. She's gone into her down now without the cue, so I'm not going to reward her for that. I'm just going to wait until she concentrates again. Good. Good, sit. Once she's focused, we're now going to lure her into her down. Treat goes onto the floor. Clever down. Couple of little treats. And now for the stand. So for the stand, okay, clever girl, I'll just show you what I'm going to do. With my flat hand, I'm going to hold my treat secured under my thumb. So I've got kind of like a hand signal on the side that will look a bit like that. She will lean forward. The minute she touches towards my hand, I'm going to go straight away, good girl, and release that treat. So she comes from her sit into her stand. Let's give it a whirl. Zip, zips. At the moment she's finding my furniture particularly exciting, especially the blanket with all the tassels on it. What fun. So treat in my hand, I'm going to lure her forwards. If she lies down, she's just not going to get the reward. I'm going to try and tempt her up. Yeah, clever. Okay, she got the hang of it. Good, stand. Good, stand. And I'm going to try and get a couple of little rewards in there before she sits back down again. Try again. So from her sit, clever sit, I can still reward the sit. I'm going to get another little reward under my finger on a flat hand, so the signal's the same. She's going to lie down because that's what she finds easier. Just not going to get a response. Good. Minute she gets it correct, I'm going to release that treat. I'm going to do that a couple of times. Remember, she's learning, and learners make mistakes. So we don't worry about those, we just simply try not to respond to them. If I gave her a treat when she offered the wrong command, then she thinks that's what I want her to do. Lure her forwards. She says, I'm going to lie down. What's this? I'm going to try and tempt her forwards with it. Yes, good girl. Naturally, being a collie, she's second guessing me. We've done a lot of sit and down practice, as you saw at the beginning, going from sitting to her down. So when she's not getting the reward that she's expecting, she's offering the down. So I've just got to try and teach her, yes, good girl. But not going straight into a down also gets the reward. I'm not going to apply my word stand yet because it's not consistent enough. The down and the sit, as you can see, are much more practiced already. So one more last go from her sit to her stand, and then we're going to try all three. Lure her forwards. Yes, good girl, perfect stand. Back into her sit, so I'll guide her, clever. Reward her. Good sit. Said you're a bit slow at getting the treats to me. Clever girl. I try not to carry the treats in my hand because I just think it makes snatchy dogs. But obviously it is a lot easier if you've got them a little closer to hand. Perhaps in a treat bag, something like that. Into her down. Clever girl. Good down. She learns it lying still, gets more rewards. We're going to go back into her sit. Lure her up. Might need a bit of encouragement. Yes, good, sit. Clever puppy. And then let's try the stand. Yay, that was perfect. That was perfect. And then we just simply finish with a little bit of fuss. And actually for Zippy, I'll get her little toy out. Yes. And have a little game with her. Whee! So we've done a bit of fun training. Now it's time for a bit of toy training. And she can have a little game at the end of a training session. Try to keep it short with puppies. They haven't got long attention spans. Things get boring very, very quickly. So the idea is, yes, clever girly. Once she's done a little bit of hard work and she's had to concentrate and be calm and think about things, we can have a little bit of energy release with a toy, and then we might go back to doing something calm again. So she's just learned to switch between the two.